Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we are seeing the continuation of the conversation between Kapila Muni, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and his mother Devahuti. So here in this verse we find the famous example of a person who is dreaming, and the same person after he comes out of his dream, when he is awakened, the difference between that. So this example Srila Prabhupada gives in many places, so we will be seeing that now. Shri Krishna Balarama ki jai. Yata hi apratibuddhasya. Pratibuddha means being awake, normal, wakeful condition. Apratibuddhasya means who is sleeping, who is not awake. And what is he doing? Not sound sleep. Because of the unlimited desires what he has during his daytime, because of the modes of passion and ignorance, he is not completely in deep sleep, but he is active. Where? In his dreams, in the dreaming condition, fully active. Yata hi apratibuddhasya, such a dreaming person, prasvapo bahu anartha bhrit. Prasvapaha means dream. So he'll be dreaming. In the dreamful state, bahu anartha bhrit, bearing many inauspicious things. Sometimes in the dream he'll be experiencing or undergoing many wonderful, some good experiences, but that's not always. Many other times in the dreams he'll be undergoing very bad experience. He'll be put into some painful condition. So this is anartha bhrit, bahu anartha bhrit, lot of inauspicious things he will have to undergo. He'll have to bear the burden of that in his dreaming condition. So what are these anarthas, bahu anartha? The first anartha is that I am this body. Whatever happiness related to this body are mine. Whatever distressful condition related to this body are mine. So this is the first anartha. Just like, say, a bird, if it is put inside the cage, so many facilities we may make inside the cage, give it water, some food, whatever it may be. But the condition of being encaged, being put inside the cage, its natural freedom being lost, all anarthas starts from there. Similarly, say a person put inside a jail, prison house, though he may be given some facilities inside the prison house also, some place to sleep, some food to eat, and his minimum requirements are taken care there, still it is an anartha. Why? Because he is eligible for a much higher kind of happiness, pleasure, freedom, independence, which is available in the outside world. All of these things are being curtailed in the prison house. So the condition or the existence in the prison house is anartha, unwanted. That is not what he is eligible for. That's not the place where he is supposed to be. So all of these things constitutes anartha. That fearful condition, morose condition, distressful condition, all of these things. Then, yatahi apratibuddhasya prasvapo bahu anarthabrit, just like a sleeping man in his dreams, lot of unwanted things he undergoes, unwanted experiences. Sa eva pratibuddhasya, that same person, when he becomes a Pratibuddha means awakened. In that awakened condition, Navai mohaya kalpate. Moha or bewilderment. He will not be put into that bewilderment when he is in the awakened state. Because he is clear, now I am in my home or on my bed. He knows the reality around, so he is not bewildered by the experiences which he underwent in the sleeping condition, during sleeping, when he was dreaming. So for a person who is awake, the experiences or the inauspicious things what he saw in his dreams will not affect. If he continues to remain in the dreaming condition, he will continue to undergo the pains, distresses, all of those which, the condition in the dream. The only solution is become awakened, come out of the dreaming condition. So this is what is encouraged here. In fact, the Upanishads also say, Uttishta Jagrata Prapyavaran Nibodhata. Get up from the sleeping condition. Because in this is the sleeping condition which all inauspicious things comes about. Let us try to understand this with another example of, say, we have seen some small children playing on a sea beach. So a lot of sand is there. Their parents would have taken there maybe some evening time to spend some time there near a sea beach. The parents, they'll be engaged in their own communication, conversation, meeting their friends and many other activities, and they'll leave their children. They'll give some warning, don't go beyond this limit, stay here on the beach, on the sand, you can play here. And lot of children, they get together and they start building some houses there, and this is my home, this is yours. They'll put some demarcation there, and they'll be fully involved, engrossed in that. And some child, while constructing his house, some he smashes or destroys the other person's house, and the other person, the other child, he'll become very angry and they'll start fighting. And sometimes the parents may have to interfere and make them not to fight, and they'll continue with their play. And all of these things goes on when it becomes dark or when the time is ripe. The parents, they call back, children, please come, we'll go back home. So whatever they have built there, however big, nice houses or anything, whatever they have constructed there through that sand available on the beach, They have to give it up and just go away along with their parents. Sometimes some children, they'll not be ready to give up. No, I will continue to play here some more time. And maybe little time the parents may also extend. But after some time, even forcefully, the parents will pull their children and take them back to their home. Or maybe if not this, some other times what may happen, if the waves in the ocean, they are more, high tides are there, one big wave will come and all the things what they have created, everything will be smashed at one point. So, the dreaming condition means this only, coming under illusion in this material world, thinking I am this body and leading a life just on this platform, not being aware of our spiritual existence. We are spirit soul, we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. All of these things are just in the material world, this body, maybe the family, the home, everything is nothing but a bondage. If this awareness is not there, then he is in sleeping condition, dreaming condition, undergoing all different unwanted, inauspicious things. This is how his life will continue. On the other hand, even though a living entity, he is in the material world, just like devotees, pure devotees, though they are also possessing a body, they also live in a home or whatever, family conditions, country and relatives, community, varieties of things they may be involved in, but they are fully awake. I don't actually belong here. This temporary body, temporary designation, some role play we shall do here, but actually to Krishna. I am an eternal servant of Krishna. Whatever the Lord wants me to do, I will do. This is not my place. My place is somewhere else. So he will be fully aware of this. So here, so this is the understanding of a devotee. So whatever distressful conditions, he will not be bewildered. So we can see how even the quality of the Pratibuddha means an awakened person. Like Krishna says, Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. That Brahma bhuta state, a living entity, na shochati na kankshati. He will not lament, he will not hanker for things. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. Just like if we apply these things in case of devotees, if like say we have desires, hankering of anything in the material world, maybe like devotees at least after sufficient hearing, reading, may not be inclined towards material objects, maybe home, wealth, property, such things. But if at all we have some other expectations, other kinds of hankerings or other kinds of desires, maybe especially in Sattva Guna also, like we keep expectation that everything will be peaceful here. Temple means, oh, everything will be normal, everyone will, whatever, nobody will scold me, there will not be any harsh treatment for me, there will be no fighting here, there will be no, whatever, in this way if we, some other, whatever, desires, some other expectations if we have, the result will be lamentation. We'll start lamenting, oh, this is not proper, that is not okay, this is not what I expected here, and all of these things goes on. That means what? It's all dreaming condition only. Pratibuddha, a person who is awakened, means what? He is fully aware. This world we are living in is material world, dukkhalayam ashashvatam, different living entities, different people, different places, and to whatever degrees their consciousness is elevated, they'll just be acting according to the influence of three modes of material nature. Some people, they'll be too much influenced by these, and few people, they'll be less influenced. So what maximum we can do? We can choose our association towards who are less influenced by three modes. Again, we can't guarantee 100%, not possible. So with whatever we have to struggle with these things, make best use of bad bargain, and try to elevate our consciousness individually. Wherever we are, in whatever condition we are put into, these are all completely overseen, managed, planned and given by Krishna. So in whatever condition we are in, we have to accept that as the blessings of the Lord and help ourselves to elevate our consciousness. Just like yesterday, we were hearing in the class the story of the descendants of Swayambhuva Manu, and when it came to this king known as Yuvanashva. So he was a great king, descendant of Swayambhuva Manu, but he had no children. So what he did, he became very morose. He had 100 wives, but still he did not have children, and along with all of his wives he had gone to the forest. And after going there also, he was not happy, he was morose, dejected. Oh, I didn't have a son. In that morose condition, he was unable to practice his spiritual life also in the forest. So some sages living along with him in the forest, they saw his condition. They thought, let us help him. So they performed one, I think, Indra Yajna, some sacrifice they did, and all of those things are done, and maybe the next day, everything when it is complete, they had kept some that water in the kalasha, which was supposed to be drunk by the king's wives, so that eventually they'll bear a child, and whatever, a child will be born. See, this was the plan. But the day before, the king Yuvanashva, he got thirsty during night time. He came and entered the sacrificial arena. He was feeling thirsty, and he saw water in the kalasa water pot kept there, and he drank it. So the next day, the brahmanas, the priest, come and see where the water is not there, who drank this? And they understood what had happened. And this king Yuvanashva, he had drunk it. It was actually supposed to be given to his wife, and he has drunk that water. So then, what do they say? Aho balam, daiva balam, something like that. Nobody can change the destiny. Whatever the Lord wants, that is what will happen here. However, He makes us dance, we have to dance, we have to perform our whatever things here. So out of all goodwill, the priests wanted to help the king in a certain manner, but something else happened. So just because of that, and that Brahmana, they did not curse the king or start scolding the king or whatever, nothing. They start praising the Lord. Our attempt we did, but ultimately whatever plan the Lord has, that is what will happen. And this king, he has drunk that water. Eventually his right abdomen broke apart, and he gave birth to a child. And at least the Brahmanas, they took care that he will not die because of that, and he continued to live. Of course, next the child was born, and he became the next king. All of those things, its dynasty continued. And after this incident, that king Yuvanashva, he became more serious in his spiritual life, And it is said in that very same place, he continued to practice his spiritual activities with more vigor and eagerness, and then he was able to go back to Godhead. So all of such stories we hear from Bhagavatam, wherein the important lessons for us is ultimately whatever is there, the plan of the Supreme Lord will be executed. We as his tiny part and parcel can play our small roles only. The happiness, distress, everything, it's not there in our hands. Whatever comes on its own accord, be ready to accept it and go on performing our duties with focus on on the elevation of our consciousness, becoming completely Krishna conscious. So this is our goal should be. Ultimately this can happen by the blessings of a pure devotee, our spiritual master. So all our activities, all our thoughts, everything, whatever we do, whatever we think, everything should be directed towards the pleasure of the spiritual master, the pleasure of Krishna. Then by their blessings, yes, irrespective of whatever condition we are put in, we will be able to maintain good consciousness, remain in a purified state, and become eligible to go back to Godhead. Till the time we are here, whatever role the Lord wants us to play, whatever service our spiritual master wants from us, they'll make us do those, and we are completely dependent on them for what happens next. So a devotee means every moment he is a surrendered person. Whatever the Lord's plan, let it be executed. We make our plans, petty plans, little here and there, but we are not fully confident on them. Ultimately, what's the Lord's plan? That is what will be executed. We need to surrender unto it. One more point we'll cover. Srila Prabhupada says this in the purport. In contaminated consciousness, one sees everything to be for his own enjoyment. But in pure consciousness or Krishna consciousness, he sees that everything exists for the enjoyment of the Supreme Enjoyer. That is the difference between the dream state and wakefulness. So one more point here is, in the dream state, a living entity thinks, I am the center. Everything is happening around me. Everything is meant for my pleasure. Whatever is happening, we keep ourselves in the center. This is illusion. That means he is in dreaming condition. On the other hand, Pratibuddhasya, a person who is awakened, he clearly knows the Supreme Lord. He is the center of all activities. He is the supreme enjoyer of all activities, of all austerities, of all yajna, sacrifices, everything. He is the ultimate enjoyer. Every one of us, including me, are meant for his pleasure. We are living here, or we are existing for his pleasure. By giving him pleasure, we become happy, we become satisfied. What is required for this part and parcel will be gotten. So the purpose of my existence is to give pleasure to the Supreme Lord. We should be aware of this. Maybe last portion I'll read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. the portion in which the last, like the passing away of Haridas Thakur. Just we'll try to see what was his consciousness. Pure devotees, how they will think. See, some tiny people in the material world, we start thinking, I am everything. Because of maybe some good karma what we have done, maybe some position, some possessions of wealth, intelligence, talents, ability, something we would have got, and we consider ourselves something very great. But what is the reality? Reality is that we are a tiny speck. The Supreme Lord, in the entire creation, the huge manifestation, what He has done, we are one tiny speck. Our position is very, very small. Trinadapi sunichena. Lower than some fallen grass on the street. So I'll read this portion from Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the Antya Leela it comes. The day just before the passing away of Haridas Thakur, wherein Mahaprabhu comes. So this took place in Jagannath Puri, and there when Mahaprabhu comes, after hearing that Haridas Thakur is not feeling well, he is not taking his meals properly, and Mahaprabhu comes and inquires, Haridas, what has happened to you? And very big conversation, very beautiful conversation is there. So the last portion I'll read out. So Haridas Thakur expresses his desire in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here in this portion we can see how he explains about himself, his position. Let us see. Hina jati janma mora Nindya kalevara, hina karme ratamui adhama pamara. I was born in hina jati, some low inferior family, and nindya kalevara, my body is most abominable. Hina karme rata, I engage in some low work. Adhama pamara, I am the most lowest and condemned of men. Adrishya asprishya more angikara kaila, raurava haite kadi more vaikunta chadaila. O Lord, I am adrishya, asprishya, I am unseeable, untouchable, but still you have accepted me, and I am actually supposed to suffer in hellish condition, but you have picked me and put me on Vaikuntha platform, Vaikunte Chadaila. Swatantra Ishvara tumi hao ichhamaya, Jagat nachao yare yaiche ichhahaya. You are supremely independent Lord. Whatever you want you can do. Such a lowly, fallen conditioned soul like me, you have got the independence, so you have picked me up from this low condition and put me in such a high platform. Aneka nachaila more prasada karaya, viprera shraddha patra khainum lechahaya. Though I am a mlecha, belonging to a very low caste, you made me eat the shraddha patra, which is supposed to be offered to great or qualified brahmanas through Advaita Acharya. Ekavancha hayamora bahudina haite, Leela samvarite tumi layamora chitte. My dear Lord, I have got one desire from many days. I wanted to express in front of you. Now I have come to know that Leela samvaride, within few days you will be ending your pastimes. Say Leela Prabhu more kabu na dekhaiba, apanara age mora sharira padiba. My dear Lord, I do not wish to see the ending of your pastimes in this world. Before you end, in your presence, I would like to give up this body. This is my desire. Hridaye dharimu tomara kamala charana, nayane dekhimu tomara chandavadana. I would like to place your lotus feet on my heart. I would like to look at your moon-like face. Jihvaya uchcharimu tomara Krishna Chaitanya Nama, Emata Mora Icha Chadaimu Parana. With my mouth, I would like to chant your holy names, Krishna Chaitanya, and in this way, I would like to give up my body. Mora ei icha yadi tomara prasade haya, ei nivedana mora kara dayamaya. O most merciful Lord, if by your mercy it is possible, kindly grant my desire. Ei nicha deha mora paduka tava aage, ei vancha siddhi mora tomate lage. Let this low-born body fall down before you. You can make possible this perfection of all of my desires. Prabhu kahe Haridasa ye tumi magibe, Krishna kripamaya taha avashya karibe. So Mahaprabhu says, Haridas, whatever you desire, Krishna will definitely fulfill. Without any doubt, Krishna is very merciful. Whatever you have desired, Krishna will fulfill. Kintu amara ye kichu sukha saba tomalaya, tomara yogya nahe yabe amare chadaya. So here Mahaprabhu is telling, how can I live without you? It is because of you. My happiness is because of you. And without you, how can I live? So for this Haridas Thakur says, Charane dhari kahe Haridasa na kariha maya, avashya mo adhame prabhu kara e daya. So catching the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur says, my dear Lord, do not create an illusion. I am so fallen, you must certainly show me your mercy. Mora shiromani kata kata mahashaya, tomara leelara sahaya koti bhakta haya. My dear Lord, there are many respectable personalities, millions of devotees who are fit to sit on my head. They are all helpful in your pastimes. Amahena yadi eka kita mari gela, eka pipilika maile prithvira kahan hani haila. My Lord, if an insignificant insect like me dies, what is the loss? If an ant dies, where is the loss to the material world? Somewhere one ant, it dies. Nobody will care for that. What is the loss for the material world? Mahaprabhu is telling, my dear Haridas Thakur, you are such a great personality. All of whatever my happiness is because of you. How can I continue to stay here without you? Haridas Thakur is telling, my dear Lord, don't put me into illusion. I know what my position is. I am just an insignificant insect, and somewhere like an ant, somewhere it dies. Who will care for that? That is my position. There is no loss for the material world if I die. Bhakta Vatsala Prabhu Tumi Mui Bhakta Bhasa, Avashya Purabe Prabhu Mora E Asha. You are Bhakta Vatsala, very merciful to your devotees. But who am I? Am I a Bhakta? No. I am a Bhakta Abhasa. Like Nama Bhasa we have heard. Haridas Thakur is telling, I am a Bhakta Abhasa. I am just an imitation devotee. So in this way, Haridas Thakur expresses himself, his position. Of course, Mahaprabhu had such great veneration towards Haridas Thakur, and we see how the desire of Haridas Thakur was fulfilled by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the next day. But this is the mood of Haridas Thakur. Considering himself very insignificant and how much tolerance he had, whatever condition, whatever distressful condition he was being put into, he underwent all those whatever distressful condition, continuously chanting the holy names of the Lord, engaged in the Lord's service, and by this he was able to get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. We'll end with this. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.